The sun had barely risen when 12-year-old Amina heard the first explosion. At first, she froze. She had grown used to distant gunfire, but this sound was different. It shook the ground beneath her feet. Her mother rushed into the room, her voice trembling as she whispered, "We have to leave now." Amina grabbed only one thing, her small backpack with a notebook and a pencil. She didn't know why, but she felt she might need them someday. Outside, smoke filled the sky. Neighbors were running in every direction, some crying, some shouting names of family members lost in the chaos. The streets she once played on were now covered with ashes and broken glass. Her father led the family toward the border, a place they had never imagined they would need to reach. As they walked, Amina looked back at her home, walls cracked, windows shattered. She realized she might never see it again. That thought hurt more than the hunger in her stomach or the fear in her heart. For 2 days straight, they walked. They hid behind old buildings, sometimes waiting for hours until the sounds of gunfire faded. At one point, Amina saw a little boy carrying nothing but a torn blanket. Their eyes met, both silently asking the same question: why is this happening to us? When they finally reached the border, thousands of people were already waiting. Mothers holding babies, elderly men leaning on sticks, children crying from exhaustion. Amina held her mother's hand tightly. A border guard checked their documents, then pointed them toward a long line leading to a refugee camp. The camp was made of hundreds of temporary tents, stretched across a dusty field. It wasn't home, but it was safe, safer than the place they had escaped. That night, Amina lay awake listening to the whispers of people around her. Stories of homes lost, loved ones missing, dreams shattered by war. Days turned into weeks. Amina tried to stay strong, but sometimes she missed her school, her friends, even the small garden outside her house. One afternoon, she noticed a volunteer distributing notebooks and pencils to the children. When he reached her, he smiled and said, "For your new beginning." Amina opened the notebook and began to write. First, just a few words. Then sentences. Then pages. She wrote about her home, the journey, the fear, and the hope. Writing became her way of healing. Her father looked for work, even small tasks, fixing tents, carrying supplies, helping new families find their places. Her mother joined a group of women who cooked meals for the camp. Life wasn't easy, but slowly, they found ways to survive. One evening, a loud announcement echoed through the camp. Amina's family had been approved for relocation to a safe country. The news felt unreal. Her mother cried for joy. Her father closed his eyes and whispered a prayer of gratitude. The journey to the new country was long. When they arrived, everything felt different: new language, new people, new rules. But there was no fear here. For the first time in months, Amina slept peacefully. School started a few weeks later. Amina felt nervous, but when she entered the classroom, her new teacher smiled warmly and said, "We're happy you're here." Amina sat down and opened her notebook, the same one she carried from home, through the war, across borders, and into this new life. She wrote one sentence at the top of a clean page: "I survived because hope walked with me." As she looked around at her new classmates, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: possibility. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be simple, but she also knew she was strong enough to walk it. Her story was just one among millions, but to her, it was everything: a journey from fear to safety, from loss to hope, from war